Hello, my name is Mr. Chipman, and I teach biology and AP biology at Murray High School in Murray, Kentucky. This is 5.14 Integrated Pest Management, or for those in the know, IPM. Let's look at this idea. So, Integrated Pest Management, or IPM, is a strategy that uses a combination of methods to control pests but minimizing environmental harm. Right, so you can see at the top of this pyramid is chemical pesticides. And so there's other things that sort of build this pyramid up: prevention, cultural, sanitation, all of these sorts of things. So let's look at some of these, shall we? First of all is the biological method in order to eliminate pests. Most pests have something that's a pest to it, right? Most pests have to deal with some sort of predation. Not all, but most. And so biological controls, introducing natural predators, like this here ladybug is a great example of a natural predator. These little bugs that are on the leaf here are called aphids, and this ladybug just loves them. Loves some aphids. Introducing parasites and pathogens even into the environment against these pests is another way to do this. As long as, of course, they don't cause harm to us. Physical controls. This is an example of a trap. This is probably a trap that is set up by some sort of scout who is looking to see what kinds of pests might be found in this particular area. At least that's what it looks like to me. Scout trap. I grew up seeing these. But there's a lot of ways to physically deter pests. Some barriers can do this. Tilling the ground a certain way. There's several ways to physically do this. Cultural practices. And so the idea here is sort of the way you farm, right, in a certain area. Intercropping. This is what you see here, where you have two different crops in one field that means between. So like things that are between. Crop rotation is another one, having different crops in different fields at different times. Adjusting planting times, so not doing it at the same time every year, but adjusting those to keep the pests guessing. Then, of course, there's chemical controls, but these should be limited. There's Fury. Just for some reason, that one stuck out to me. For some reason. Pesticides used as a last resort, right? Targeted applications, getting rid of boll weevils or getting rid of whatever Fury gets rid of. Looks like it gets rid of most things. It's general. So what are the benefits of IPM? Well, reduces pesticide use is a big one, right? Not having as much chemicals in environments and people and all those things, lower risk to human health and wildlife, very good. Maintains biodiversity by preserving beneficial organisms, because a lot of times pesticides kill everything, which is not, we don't want everything killed, we just want the pest killed. Reduces chances of pests developing resistance as well. You don't want pests developing resistances because then they're harder to get rid of. So these are some benefits of this. Of course, some drawbacks to this. There looks like a scout right there who is scouting for probably a farmer. Can be pretty complex to implement, requires training, requires monitoring, requires people who are experts, like this man here, who can tell this is happening or this is not happening. Can be expensive in the short term, particularly in order to get a long-term investment out of that. Requires time, knowledge, requires a lot more than just putting some spray in a container and taking it out into the field. Which may be a good thing. Maybe good to learn some things again. So let's look at some examples. BT crops, we've talked about these. BT crops are crops that have a particular toxin inserted into them, or the gene for a toxin inserted into them, that is made by a bacteria that is found in the soil, whose abbreviations are BT. I don't remember the exact bacillus something, right? They reduce pests, which is good, but they have to be rotated in order to avoid pests coming up with resistances. Here's a rice fish farming thing. Get some fish out there. They're going to eat the pests, which is good. Fish like things that we don't like, which is a good thing. provides protein too, right? For people and for the plants. When the fish die, they become part of the grass, and the zebra eats the grass. Thanks, Mufasa. All right, let's look at a practice problem here. The farmer compares two adjacent fields. One uses conventional pesticides, the other IPM strategies such as crop rotation, pheromone traps, and natural predators. After several seasons, data shows that IPM field has lower chemical costs, stable yields, and fewer pesticide-resistant pests. Which conclusion is best supported by the evidence? All right, so here we are looking to the evidence that we have is in the prompt, right? We see IPM strategies tend to work after several seasons. This is the evidence that we have here, and so we're going to read a conclusion when we go down here. That doesn't mean that all of these conclusions are necessarily false. And I think that's important to understand before you go to this question. You're just looking at one that is particularly supported by the evidence. IPM increases pesticide resistance. That is, maybe that happens, right? But it is not supported by what we see in the prompt. And so that's where we have to stop there. IPM reduces chemical reliance and pest resistance, supporting it as a sustainable pest strategy. We're liking that one okay. Conventional pesticide has fewer risks. That is not true. It does not have fewer risks. IPM is inexpensive, and that is not true. We know that it is expensive, and it does require monitoring. B is the correct answer. Man, we're moving right along. Unit 5 is a long one, but we're almost done with it. 5.15 is coming up.